Hi there. Thank you for coming over to learn a little bit about Edwards Performance Solutions and the North Star CMM model that we are presenting for SBDC advisors and consultants to help aid in cybersecurity for the SMBs that you serve. My name is Joy Beeland, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit of information on the courses that we offer specific to North Star CMM, as well as our role in the CMMC AB official ecosystem and how both might serve you as an SBDC advisor or consultant. So, as I said, my name is Joy Beeland, and you're probably wondering, why should you listen to me, and what is it that Edwards Performance Solutions is doing with North Star CMM? Well, I'm very proud to say that for 21 years, I owned my own MSP practice. That stands for Managed Service Provider. And I provided the cybersecurity and IT infrastructure services to hundreds of small businesses throughout the Los Angeles greater area. So to say that I know a little bit about supporting small businesses in their endeavor to be secure and to have solid and productive IT resources is an understatement. For 21 years, I just loved what I did in that capacity. I moved into the vendor community for cybersecurity companies after that, and I worked with about 3,000 managed service providers in helping them to support their cybersecurity initiatives. I am now known as an expert in the cybersecurity community and in the industry of managed service providers. And as such, when I joined Edwards Performance Solutions, I was very excited at the opportunity to extend this knowledge to SBDC and all of the businesses that you now support. Our role with CMMC is varied and is vast in the CMMC ecosystem. So I'll be walking you through those particular roles, but important for you to know is that in my position at Edwards Performance Solutions, I am what is known as a provisional assessor and a provisional instructor. There's not many of us out there, so it's an honor to be serving the nation and the defense industrial base in this capacity. And finally, I want to invite you to connect with me on LinkedIn. At Edwards Performance Solutions, we are very active in SMB cybersecurity, and I'd love to have the opportunity to share the free resources and knowledge with you as we continue to grow in our relationship with CMMC and with SBDC. Okay, so we have a very wonderful team of cybersecurity experts here at Edwards Performance Solutions. I'm showing you just a portion of the team right now, but you can see that we have a great group. We are diverse. We have a lot of cyber credentials, and most importantly, cybersecurity experience as we roll out our SMB education for SBDC. Now, as part of that, we have 7 people on our staff that are registered practitioners, 3 that are provisional assessors, and 2 that are provisional instructors. And we continue to grow our team every day. So to say that we are really embodying the CMMC ecosystem is an understatement there. Let's take a look at why it is that we decided to partner with SBDC to bring you this important training. First of all, we are the preferred vendor for SBDC for all things training when it comes to North Star CMM and the CMMC model. We are working closely with Jacob Blackston and with Earl Gregorich in their efforts as the co-chairs of the Cybersecurity Committee in bringing you very closely aligned training for what their efforts already have been, and then expanding upon that to provide some training that will give you a certificate of participation and potentially moving you into a full certification model. So what this means is that we have developed the curricula for CMMC AB for all of their certified assessor and certified professional models as part of our CMMC resources that we are developing here at Edwards. That gives us an extra edge on any other training providers that you might want to go to for CMMC or North Star CMM training, because we already are writing the curriculum on behalf of the Department of Defense and the CMMC AB, and we are teaching those courses. All right, so our approach to North Star CMM is going to reflect that same level of expertise that we're bringing into the professional development of our training for CMMC. And our goal is to help all of the advisors for SBDC to understand the North Star CMM model and be able to relay that in a way that is impactful and productive with the owners that you work with every day. Now let's take a look at what the difference is between the CMMC AB model and the North Star CMM model, because it's important for you to understand where North Star CMM fits within what is already happening with the Department of Defense, Defense Industrial Base, and may spread throughout the ecosystem into a greater footprint that would affect small businesses in the near future. So the CMMC AB maturity model consists of the maturity part, which is the processes that you see on the left-hand side, and then the cybersecurity technology or the practices part, which is what you see on the right-hand side. The practices represent the actual technical controls and their implementation. The processes reflect how the humans are behaving around supporting those practices. That's why it's called a maturity model. At the very basic level on the bottom, level 1, you see that the maturity only shows that you would be performing those practices or those cybersecurity controls, and that would represent basic cyber hygiene. This is where the North Star CMM comes in, because what we did with the North Star CMM is we basically took that foundational level, the basic cyber hygiene, and said this would be a great starting point for the SBDC platform and consultants to be able to speak to with small businesses. And that has been now turned into what is known as the North Star CMM. So in leading up to the training that we have available for you, now that you understand the difference between the DoD model for all the defense industrial base under the CMMC AB, and then the SBDC version of that, that's the North Star CMM, let's take a look at what you can do in the way of learning with Edwards Performance Solutions to best extrapolate the information you need. First of all, we're moving into the executive overview on the left-hand side here. This is our most basic course that would walk you through what an executive or a consultant or an advisor would need to know in describing what the model is and the impact of the small businesses. We're offering that training in two 2-hour sessions for a total of 4 hours. It will give you a certificate of completion, and that will be the high-level impactful training that you need in order to describe the cybersecurity model to a small business owner and help that stakeholder to understand how North Star CMM would help them. The next class that we're offering is called the Model Fundamentals. Now, this is going to be a much more intense, deeper dive into that basic cyber hygiene taught over the span of 2 full business days. Okay, so that'll be a 2-day, and you will receive a certificate for participation as well as a lot more in-depth understanding. And I'm going to dive into the nuances between those two in just a minute here, but this is at a high level. The third course we're offering just for SBDC advisors and consultants is known as the Assessment and Scope Workshop. Now, this is very important when it comes to understanding how you would work with a business in applying cybersecurity to their particular infrastructure. We decided that it would be the most helpful to help you walk through what is an assessment process, what does that look like, and how would you scope where this fits in with that business. We're offering this as 2 half-day sessions for a total of 8 hours of training, but we're going to do it over 2 half days to make it easier to fit within your schedule. Now, for those of you who are cybersecurity familiar or IT familiar and really want to have a much broader understanding of how the North Star CMM relates to CMMC AB, or if you're with the SBDC and you are advising a business that needs to be CMMC certified. If you are one of those overachievers and you really want to jump in with both feet, I encourage you to look at the CMMC AB approved CCP course that we offer that is a 5-day boot camp. That comes with the formal CMMC AB certification once you take our class and sit for the exam. So let's take a little bit of a deeper look at each of these courses and make sure you understand which might be the right fit for you. Let's go ahead and start with the North Star CMM Executive Overview. This is the one that is the 2 half days for a total of, or two 2-hour trainings, for a total of 4 hours. You can see the objectives there. And really this course would apply to any of the small business owners that you work with, or at SBDC, any of the advisors or consultants that want to better understand the North Star CMM model. This is going to build upon the training that's already offered by Jacob Blackston and by Earl Gregorich from the SBDC directly. Okay, so that the objectives there is to make sure that you can articulate the importance of the model and how that cybersecurity platform is going to help the impact of threats as they would come at the SMBs, if you will, okay? Help you to really be able to define what the North Star CMM practices and processes are, and the organization's data governance, because being able to understand what data a business has, how it can be classified, and how sensitive it is going to be crucial in being able to explain why cybersecurity is important. Okay, so that's what we're doing with the executive overview. The next is the CMM Model Fundamentals. This is the one that's the 2 full-day sessions to walk you through much more in-depth understanding of the CMMC Level 1 practices. So there's some information that's out there. This is going to really skew the information on CMMC Level 1 to the small businesses and specifically to the SBDC advisors and consultants. It requires just a little bit more maturity in your knowledge of IT, but we're going to keep this focused on being able to have the discussion around the impact and how these practices would be implemented from a small business perspective. The third one that we're going to be offering is the Assessment and Scope Workshop. So I gave you a little bit of information about this, but really what we want you to understand is if you're going to have an assessor come in to help you walk through the small business infrastructure and determine how they are performing with cybersecurity and where those gaps are, this is going to be a workshop to help you as an advisor prepare them. What are they going to expect when someone comes in to help with this assessment process? And importantly, how do they determine what the scope of that assessment is? Why is the scope so important? I'm going to give you one really good answer for that. The most important answer, money. The amount of scoping involved in that assessment process, or the amount of the company that falls within the scope, is going to determine how expensive it will be to apply the CMM model to the North Star CMM model to that business. So if you can make sure that you understand where that data flows and how the business infrastructure is designed, you can properly scope it to help save that business a lot of money. This is a really great workshop, and we're proud to bring this to the SBDC. And then finally, the one and only CMMC AB CCP certification course. Now, this one would qualify you to sit for an official CMMC AB exam. And as a certified CMMC professional, you would have the ability to have that formal designation and certification that would allow you to participate in a formal assessment if you wanted to. But really, it would allow you to speak to the internal IT department at any business and help them prepare for a CMMC assessment, or work as a consultant with that company to help prepare them. So what is the qualification to participate in a class like this? I'll tell you the CMMC AB standards for this would be that you have to have 2 years of IT or cybersecurity experience. I would say it's equivalent to a CompTIA Network Plus or A+ knowledge, level of knowledge. So understanding basic IT infrastructure and network protocols, network subdividing and DMZs, being able to distinguish the different types of cybersecurity controls, one from the other. And these controls and this class would cover through level 3 of CMMC. Now with North Star CMM, you're only talking about level 1 controls. With the CMMCAB's CCP class, that goes all the way through level 3, and that means 130 practices that you would be learning about. Okay, you would submit your application to CMMCAB, you would participate in the 5-day boot camp, and then you would be qualified to sit for and need to pass that exam. So again, the roles that you can serve in or as, once you have that CCP designation, are pretty far reaching. So this is appealing to internal IT, to consultants, and to the advisors at SBDC. If you have that technical knowledge, we invite you to participate. Now, the final couple of slides here, I'm going to walk you through real quickly here, the CMMC ecosystem as it's designed by the CMMCAB. In the center there, you see that you have an organization that is seeking certification. And this would be one of the defense industrial base contractors that knows that they have a contract renewal or opportunity coming up with the DoD, and that they will need to have some level of certification through the formal CMMCAB channels. So on the top left, you have the organizations that would help them prepare. Those are known as RPOs, or Registered Provider Organizations. You can go to the CMMCAB.org website to look up the organizations in your area that would be able to serve in this consulting capacity. You also have the formal assessment organizations, and they are known as C3PAOs, or Certified Third-Party Assessment Organizations. And again, if you go to the CMMCAB.org organizational website that has the marketplace, you can find the assessment organizations in your area. The next thing that you would have in the ecosystem are the licensed partner publishers. As I told you, Edwards Performance Solutions is one of those partner publishers, and we are formally designing the curriculum for the assessment and the consultant individuals that will be out there helping to serve the organizations seeking certification. And then finally, you have those training providers. So Edwards is also an LTP, and we are doing the formal training on behalf of CMMCAB and the Department of Defense. The individuals that play within this ecosystem are known as the registered practitioners that work for the RPOs, as well as the certified CMMC professionals and certified CMMC assessors at levels 1, 3, and 5. Currently, there are no assessors out there in the marketplace at level 1, 3, or 5, and there are no certified CMMC professionals because those classes have not started yet. What we have in the interim is known as a certified CMMC provisional assessor. That's what I am, and that's what we have other members of the Edwards Performance Solutions team serving as. And then in addition to that, we have the certified CMMC instructors that will be out there with the LTPs teaching those classes, because we currently have no certified instructors. What we do have in a provisional period is the certified CMMC provisional instructor. That's what I am, and that's what another member of our team at Edwards is. So you can see what the CMMC ecosystem looks like here, and you should know that as we develop and grow, we are trying to educate as many SBDC advisors and consultants as possible to become one of those certified CMMC professionals or CCPs, because you can serve in either capacity. You can serve as an assessor, or you can serve as a consultant with that official designation. So if you've got those technical chops and you've got the curiosity and the interest as an SBDC advisor to become a formal CCP, please get in touch with us and participate in the training that we are walking through to make you successful. So that's the end of our video today. I want to thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to walk you through how Edwards Performance Solutions is here to support SBDC and encourage that North Star CMM ecosystem. We want to grow the consultant and advisor capacity around cybersecurity as much as we possibly can. We are honored to participate in this important initiative, and we thank you for considering us in your training needs. Have a great day.